Hi, my name is Jerry from Jerry PH Photography. Welcome to Pocket Wizards ControlTL, Mild to Wild. Hi, welcome back to this third video in the series about the ControlTL Mild to Wild. If you recall, in the last video we again sort of left you hanging there with not being able to see the results of how the commanders worked. We talked about how they worked, we showed how they worked, but we didn't give you any results. We didn't show you the results of how they work under real circumstances, right? We were sort of just playing with the numbers and saying, if you do this, this is what happens. Well, we're going to bring you back to a familiar location with a familiar challenge and show you how each one of these works real time. Alright, this is a now familiar scene for us. Same model, same setup, same challenges. What do we start with? The basics. The basics are something we're going to be using almost every time we use our ControlTL units. First thing, turn on order. All the remote flashes. Now, here's where things get a little different. The way I like to do it is I like to set my group on the flex at this point before I turn them on. I'm going to set this flash to group A. I'm going to set this flash, for no particular reason, to group C. The next thing we do is we turn on the flex. I'm going to wait for the traditional little pop. You don't have to wait for this pop. We're just going to do it anyway. These are ready. I'm going to just put this in approximately where I want it. Same as last time. Sort of just aiming a little bit on the background. Next step is we're going to take a look at turning on the camera portion. Again, we're going to be going in a top-down sequence. I'm going to turn on the flash. I'm going to turn on the mini. I'm going to turn on the camera. Now, might not be super evident yet. There's our little traditional flash, but let me just get this a little bit better oriented on our screen. Alrighty, so what are we going to do from here? We're going to put her into master mode. So again, like last time, press and hold. Move over, press. One down. Master mode. Hit the switch. There we go. This is the default settings that you're going to normally see. If you just reset the flash, you just put in batteries in after a long period of time, that's what you're going to normally see in your setup. So I don't want to use the on-camera flash. So what's the first thing we do? We come over here, we highlight it, and we change its mode. I'm going to turn it off. We know that we have a light in one side, and you know what? We have another one over here. So, just for the sake of comparison, this is what we were doing last time. Okay? So, if I take a look at this scene, and we take a look at metering it, and everything that was done the last time should be approximately the same if I just find my little remote for the camera. I focus and take the shot. I take a look at the resulting picture, and again, just like the last time, it's underexposed. However, this time we've got control. So what I can do is I can go and move up to group A, which is my other flash, and get him to move up one stop. And I'm going to get the background just a little bit darker. Let's move that down a stop. Come back here, and let's focus again. And take the shot. Take a look. And that's, yeah, we can obviously see that there is difference. Now we have a more light on the actual subject and even a slightly darker background. Now we can take a look at doing it like this, but let's go back and change everything to manual. That's going to be a lot. Well, just starting somewhere, I'm going to say let's start off at maybe an 1/8 power here. On the background, let's change that to manual. Let's make that a bit brighter. Oops. Yeah, we'll start off with there. Let's take a little quick shot from here and take a look at that. Cool. So now we see that I can just that my key light, it gave me just a little bit more light, but my background is a little bit more powerful than I might want it. So let's come over here and go into here and drop that. Let's make that 1/64. Focus. Compose. Let's take a look at that. So you see what the kind of control levels that we have, and you see live the type of changes that I'm doing and how long it's taking me for me to do them. It's not difficult. When I come back here, let's go to the background and just disable it. Focus. And take the shot. There we have a pure black background. Or I can come right here, highlight it, go back to manual power. Let's raise that. Let's make it half power just for the sake of the shot. I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to focus. And let's take the shot. And have a near white background. That's control. And that's something that you need if you want to do something like this, and you cannot do this without a commander. Let's see how we can do something similar with the SB900. Okay, here we have the commander SB900. Again, top to bottom, turn it down. I'm going to go straight into master mode. I'm going to turn on the mini. And I'm turning on the camera. Looking at this, just pop on the light, makes it a little easier to see. We can tell that we have all of the zones turned off. Let's turn on zone A, and I'm going to set that to TTL 00. Let's go down to C. Mode, again, TTL 00. I'm going to accept those settings. Let's come over here. I'm going to focus and snap the shot away. This is starting to become a habit. We're starting to see the same styles of shots over and over. We see that TTL is underexposing because there's a little bit of medium gray on the background. Cool. So what can I do? I can come over. Let's go turn that on. Let's make a selection here. And we're going to turn this guy up. Oops, sorry. Turn this guy up by one stop. Cool. So let's take a shot. Great. So now we're going to start to see the same differences that we saw in the previous shots. We have exactly a better lit car and the background is unchanging. If I want to come over here, remember that group C is my background. Let's go and make the selection. I'm going to select group C. Let's change its functionality. I'm going to turn it off. Cool. Let's take the shot. My background is perfectly black. So again, let's come over here, make a selection, take C, and this time, you know what? Let's go change its mode. So I've come over here, I'm going to set you to manual, and I'm going to set you to half, whoops, here we go, manual, and I'm going to set you to half power. Then let's make another selection. Let's go back there, set that back to manual. Let's make that, I don't know, whoops, I gotta learn how to do this in one day. Manual, and let's make this 1/16. Focus, take the shot. And there we have it, that same almost all white background and a car that's properly lit. What would happen if I wanted to just make a silhouette of the car a little bit? Well, I could come over here, I would make it my selection, and I would change that mode to nothing. Let's take that picture and see what it looks like. Not a perfect silhouette, but you get the idea, right? So as you can tell, we now have, again, control of our units. Let's see how we can do something similar with the AC3. Okay, so here we have the AC3. There's nothing to turn on here. It draws its power from the Mini, so I turn that on, turn on the camera. The remote units have been left exactly as they were from the previous two times. If I look at the top settings here, they're all set at 0. So if I take the shot, there is no flash. Now remember, we have the first flash on the left set to zone A, and the second flash on the background set to zone C. So let's go to 0, 0 on both of them and set it into your standard TTL mode. Focus, take the shot, and from what I see, it's identical to the previous one. So okay, let's say I want to raise the flash on the remote by 1 stop. There it is. I'm ready to take the shot. Very good. So what if I wanted to bring this back down to 0? Well, let's take, for example, if I wanted a black background, I'm going to take group C, turn it off, take the shot, and there's my black background. If I wanted to go into manual mode, okay, so here it is. I'm going to go put it into manual mode. I'm going to just go flip it all the way to 3, back to 2, which is half power, and take the shot. What would happen if I want that silhouette shot? Just turn off that flash, which would be the flash on the left, take the shot, and there it is. So we see 3 ways of controlling our environment with 3 different tools. And that's how commanders work in the ControlTL world. Well, that concludes our little section here on controllers. I hope you enjoyed it. And in the next video, we're going to... No, I'm not going to tell you right now. If you want to know what's in the next video, you're going to have to check it out. So, thanks a lot for tuning in. Again, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I like making these videos for you. Have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video.